Good afternoon, Professor Francis. I wanted to start with thanks to you for your tenure. Thank you for your energy. And that's what led me to want to do my presentation about Reyes Syndrome a little differently. You've been presenting and modifying your traditional teaching skills, including PowerPoint and concept maps for us. And I hope that you can see my lovely demonstration here, my graphics. I wanted to show a little bit of a baby. This baby has a huge head to represent the swelling that happens. So if you can follow along, that would be great. If not, I understand, and I'll have a traditional slide to also support what I give you in this presentation here. I wanted to start with the incidence rates, which is very rare. So I wasn't so excited to do a case on a rare situation, but it's okay because I do understand that even though it's rare, it can still happen. And that's when you see a growth in those rare cases and diseases, is when people kind of forget about them or tuck them under the rug because the numbers just don't support, having a broadcast or public announcements or communities. Resources tap into those type of concerns because they're so small. So Reyes syndrome, it is rare, but it is very serious. It can be fatal and it can be deadly if it's not caught in time. A virus, usually a varicella or chickenpox type of virus. So 1 to 2 weeks after that chickenpox, that viral infection, if it has been treated with aspirin, especially high doses, that can lead into Reyes syndrome and it will develop. It's not curable. So definitely want to keep everyone under 18 that's not vaccinated, getting them vaccinated, but also those families just in the light that aspirin shouldn't be the first choice when there's a viral infection. And that's got to be one of my big points to my classmates and anyone else watching this recording, is that you don't want that virus and aspirin to be into cahoots together at all inside of a little body. It is idiopathic, so they say they have no idea what's going on. There's no reason in things outside of aspirin and viruses such as chickenpox. But it does involve the mitochondrial injury. So the mitochondria is what generates energy, chemical energy, and gives our cells its ability to function and have reactions. So it doesn't usually happen with adults. You definitely have to harp in the community about immunizations and keeping on track with those, because this disease happens in conjunction with aspirin. This virus and this disease progression causes the brain swelling. It causes the liver to lose its functions. So you have this little liver that I drew here that's really, really painful, and it's definitely causing some issues because it's not working anymore. So what's happening is now you've got ammonia levels rising because that's what filters out our ammonia in our body. And then in addition to that, you've got the blood sugar that drops, and it's all because this disease is progressing. So some early warning signs, again, you've got that chickenpox, you've got the administration of aspirin, but you've got vomiting, which is like one of the earlier signs. Then you've got this personality, they may be irritable because they're in a viral infection situation, but now they're acting lethargic, they're tired, they're weak, they're having muscle issues and weaknesses. Now they're disoriented. And then of course levels of consciousness and seizures are kind of the more immediate, big signs that we have to do something immediately, or this type of damage can be irreversible and it definitely can lead to fatality. So one of the tests that you would do once you get to that point, and hopefully never, but you would go in for a lumbar puncture, spinal tap, get some of that CFS fluid to do the testing. You could also do blood testing, and you can do urine testing for fatty acid oxidation. You can also test for the ammonia levels, the glucose levels, and things like that. And we do want to recognize the FACES pain scale, because obviously they're going to be in a lot of pain leading up into this level of conscious loss. You can manage the symptoms. Again, it's no cure, but you can manage them with steroids. You can do a long-term series of diuretics to release the fluid. You can do like the Lasix, the spironolactone. You can do a Miralax to help with the ammonia levels. So keeping them calm, keeping them relaxed, and comfort is a big piece of it. Another community resource, again, is the education. A lot of people won't experience this, and that is the hope. But we don't want to forget about it because it is still here. I won't say it's live and well, but it never leaves completely. And with death, dealing with guilt, the fear of losing a child or a loved one is serious. Palliative care is something that we could also look into. So the 2 points for my classmates, and the most important points for them, is obviously the 45 milligrams per kilogram, which is a number, which I love numbers, that you would want to stay away from when you have your child. You know, that is the amount of aspirin per kilogram of their body weight that you'd want to stay away from. Again, aspirin and virus, we don't want that anyway to mix. But if you must, that is a level that increases this at least 20-fold. So definitely getting them vaccinated and keeping aspirin out of the way. I hope that you enjoyed this. Again, it's been a pleasure working with you and learning through you. And take care and have a great Labor Day.